Gardenia Bakery is a joint venture company of Singapore-listed food group, which is also operates Gardenia Singapore and Philippines and Malaysian's company, Padi Beras Nasional Berhad. Gardenia Bakery's Sdn Berhad rolled the first loaf of bread of its line in 1986. Within 4 short years, it became the bread market leader with an outstanding 99% brand recall rate and 80% top-of-mind recall. Gardenia range product grew and evolved through the years, becoming better and better. Now, Gardenia have a variety choice of baked products to satisfy consumer demands. So we are here to talk about the process of the Gardenia bread. Gardenia utilizing new facility feature advanced equipment that is universally acknowledged preparing industry standard in handling. We move to the step 1. Step 1 is the automatic blending. The production process begins with a computerized framework control. Start mixing of the perfect measure of quality ingredients required. This serves to ensure equivalent decency of each portion. Step 2 is the production of sponge mix. The extraordinary formulated Gardenia enriched flour, filtered water, yeast, nutrients, vitamins and minerals are included to shape the sponge which delivered a true. We move to the step 3, which is fermentation room. After the step of production of sponge meat, the sponge dough is then kept in the fermentation room. The sponge dough is set under controlled temperature and moistness. Fermentation process built up a special Gardenia bread, surface, smell, and taste. Step 3 is the production of dough mix. In order to form the dough, it needs to be mixed again together with other ingredients. At this stage, the dough will be mixed again. We move to the step 5, which is divider. Then the dough will need to be divided. In this method, the dough will be divided followed by the standard weight of each particular loaf and conveyed to rounder and check whether. Step 6 is the intermediate proofer. Next, the dough is then left rest in the middle proofer for less than 10 minutes, then simply being shaped and set into the baking pans. Step 7 is the final proofer. At this last proofer stage, the yeast is then allowed to rise further under controlled temperature and thickness. When batter has ascended to ideal tallness, it is prepared for heating and baking. Step 8 is a tunnel oven. Gardenia breads are heated for around 20 minutes at a temperature around 200 degrees in the tunnel oven. Step 9 is the automatic slicer and bagger. The breads are then kept in cooler for about 60 minutes. After that, feed the be cut and packed. Gardenia packaging precisely before they are naturally fixed with wheel locks labels that are printed with the use before date. Gardenia pleasures special bundling. It is an aesthetic manner which bright packaging and design is shown in an upstanding position. Other than that, Gardenia used the G-lock in its bundling. G-lock is a clasp that bolts the Gardenia bread firmly in its packaging, fixing its freshness and ensure the bread holds its flavor, smell, and delicateness. Hence, that is the step of processing of how to build Gardenia bread.
Alright, my name is Redha Fitri. Now we go through facility layout of Gardenia factories. Facility layout is simply the way a facility is arranged in order to maximize the processes that are not only efficient but effectively towards the overall organization goals. So the Gardenia factory using type of process layout. What is process layout? Process layout are found in flow shop, repetitive, assemble, and the process continuous flow industry. Flow shop that produce high volume, highly standardized, and repetitive process. In a product layout, resources are arranged sequentially based on the routing of the product. In theory, the sequentially layout allow the entire process to be laid out in a straight line, which at times may be totally dedicated production of only one product and one version. So as you can see, this is a layout of the Gardenia factories. So as we can see from the layout, we will see starting from pan process. Pan process, which is in front of the right side. Pan process is baking pan are using to hold runny butter such as bread and thick solid masses of food such as savory hot dish recipe. After that, it go to the roll process, which all the mass of the bread being rolled at another machine to the divide machine. At pan machine, which is on the left side of the factory. And then we go through divide machine, which is at behind on the left side. Divide machine, which is will divide all the butter into accurate size before it transferred to the baking machine. The baking process at back on the right side. This is the last station for session making the bread. And then we go next for the packaging. So this is the layout, the process of the bread getting ready for the packaging. This section only for the packaging. Gardenia separate it from the process making bread to make sure it has a specific section and to make sure the process being systematic. And then we go through next factor considered by the Gardenia company in choosing the location. The first thing is they consider availability of raw material. Raw material is an obvious explanation of the location of majority of wheat, sugar, and etc. in making Gardenia product. This means the raw material should be available within the economic distance, and also it easy available supply required for the operation of the product should be considered. Then next is a promisely of the market to market. Cost of distribution is really important in every company who are making production. For the Gardenia company, why they choose this location manufacture at the Shah Alam? Because it easy to distribute every Klang Valley and also KL, and at the same time it also easy to supply to others region in Malaysia because the location nearby highway. From that it saves cost, and at the same time when do the distribution process. The third is availability of the power and water supply. These both supply one main things production of Gardenia product. As we know that Gardenia picked the strategic location for their production place, which is in urban place. So the percentage to have a power and water supply is really high because at the Shah Alam have a good power supply. And the last one is a disposal facilities for waste product, which is Gardenia company have a good planning by handle things that's why they decide to pick this location because the location of production have another factories that making different product. They also have a waste and or chemical. The area has a specific place to left all the waste after the production. Sorry, we got a last one which is available of labor. The potential of for Gardenia company to get highly skilled, unskilled, and intelligent labor will be easier because of the location have a facilities to reach at the factory. And at the same time, also the company provided bus for workers. So when the Gardenia open the vacancy, there will be a lot of available workers to apply the job. That's all for me. Thank you.
Operation the planning of the whole project, which include the interior planning, confirm with suppliers about the material, confirm the kind of products we providing, which store the contact and which suppliers, the confirmation of the price. Analyze at this stage is where we get all those paperwork through thought into real data and statistics, and they include gathering the business requirement to how to build trust with the stores. 3, getting information from existing paid consumer. Design place is where the implementation of our project beginning, and it starts with preparing the layout of the manufacturers to finalizing how our product packaging look like. 3, documents all those paperwork into legal trusted documentation. Purchase. By purchasing, here we are talking about purchasing the raw materials to start the project, like weight, yeast, equipments. And here is the graph that show you about what I'm talking about. And that's all. Thank you.